Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today, starting a little bit later than usual, it's been a little bit of a doozy. We've had some weather and I've been feeling it. I don't know if it's the eclipses or what's going on, but I'm feeling feels today. So let's get into it and see what we can discover. Let's start with an inspiration card for the masculines. Thank you, Divine Creator. What can the Divine Masculines who join me here see as we begin this reading? Generosity. Your presence is a gift. Okay, masculines, so your presence in the world, just for who you are, is a beautiful gift. Anything you give to your feminine, any attention, any self that you give to your feminine is all that is needed. There is not an unrealistic expectation. It's just you giving you. That is the most beautiful thing you can offer, is your time, your truth, your essence, your love, your self. Respect yourself and others. So, don't give if you don't feel it, but don't feel like you have to be or do or say something more than you are. What you share returns tenfold. I'm hearing give a woman a home or house and she will make it a home, a feminine. Let's take gender how it resonates. But it's true, masculines, if you give a little, your feminine will truly bless you exponentially. The world, the abundance will come back. With what you share returns tenfold. That is like a tithing. We're not actually meant to deplete ourselves. We're not even meant to meet in the middle. We're only supposed to give 10% outside of our own process. And that is returned to us tenfold. 100% of what we retain is returned just by giving 10%. Okay, so gratitude is a form of generosity. So being thankful for the journey, for your feminine, for the growth, all of it. There is enough for everyone, so you won't be depleted if you're generous, masculines. And trust in abundance. Don't be in scarcity. Don't buy into the idea that if you give an inch, your feminine will take a mile. This is a beautiful doorway. If this is coming up in the energy, there is a softening indeed. What can we see for the feminines going into this reading? Fertility. Explore creativity. Act on inspiration. Thought becomes form. Manifest your dreams. Free your imagination. So we get the combination of the masculines giving and the feminines making abundance out of whatever the masculines offer. There is a fertility to be found at this time. That seems fairly compatible energy in so many ways. Okay, so let's get into I'm going to do a Spine of Fire reading, my chakra reading. So I'm going to do some energetic cards and the Erotic Tarot to see on each level where the intimacy lays. We're going to get into how this is playing out with the masculines and the feminines. Feminines on the left, masculines on the right. What can we see regarding the intimate connection, the energetic unfolding, and how that is playing out consciously for the feminines and masculines, and some advice for each as we go along. So feminines and the feminine advice, support. I'm even looking forward to this. Like I said, it's been a yucky weather day here. And the masculines. What can we see for the support of the masculines? Okay. All right, so crown chakra, what will we get? Here's that Metatron star again. So Metatron's been in the last few readings. Exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. So the divine intel is getting through is what I just heard. So for both counterparts, there are these victorious aha moments, downloads coming in, solutions, answers. Doesn't have to be a stroke of genius. It can be just subtle shifts. It can be more patience, more softness, more rest. What can we see for the energetic card? 7 of Feathers in the inverse. So this one is saying laziness and hurtful secrets. Okay, so victory over laziness and hurtful secrets. So there's something being seen at a very high level on the crown chakra about why taking shortcuts, hiding information, need to know bases, not honoring those we care about, why it's better to be transparent and honest when it counts than to withhold things that promote a guilty conscience. This is in favor of airing things that have not yet been communicated about. So there's something in the energy that higher guidance, crown chakra, is wanting to clear. How are the feminines conscious of this right now? Ooh, internal tower. Inconvenient truths I'm hearing. So there are things that are dawning on the feminines right now. What was the exact wording? Hurtful secrets, laziness. So the feminines are really having a game changer awareness about laziness in the connection. There's a tolerance shift. What is the advice for the feminines not wanting to put up with laziness in the connections any longer? I'm hearing it just doesn't make sense. Trust in divine detours. So there's a real no nonsense kind of energy here. But right now, this card came out in the inverse, which means that there may be some sort of a hiatus right now. I don't want to get overly heady about this, but I'm getting that there's going to be something in the energy that you'll have the opportunity, feminines, to really stick with and not be lazy about. So, not making assumptions, but allowing things to really just be patient until certain things come to light. Right now, there's a divine detour in the works, but you may not be aware of it because it's in the inverse. And right now you might be having a tower moment about something, but you don't have all the information. There is victory here. And so this is sort of like, I just heard humble pie for the feminines. There's something pleasant coming that you might not think is good right now. Something feels a little bit off is what I get. I can relate to that because it's been a tender evening, but yeah, there does seem to be something that is not easy to put a finger on in the energy, but we're being told that it is victorious. What can we see for the masculines? Opening the heart. So masculines are opening the heart space right now. They're getting this divine intel that it's not time to be lazy or keep hurtful secrets. It's like, this is a scarcity card. It's the miser energy, hoarding. Opening the heart in the inverse like this is no longer having that exclusivity, need to know basis, truth under lock and key. There's something of an opening here. The dam's going to break. And we've got the Hermit in the positive. So the masculines are right now considering doing things differently. Instead of withholding, I'm hearing the feminines might be considering that the masculines are withholding intentionally at this time. We did not get that shadow message here. We got the upright aspect of the Hermit that is in deep honoring contemplation about how to not be lazy in these connections. There may be some kind of a understanding that they've been lazy in the past, but now they're coming out of that scarcity thinking, and there is a triumphant feeling coming in. So an opening, a wisdom coming in. What can we see on the third eye? Storage, time released, and focused force. So crystal capacitor, this means that right now in the intuition, we have the ability to really focus with precision things that we want to balance out. What is this doing for the intimacy? We get Page of Shells. And this one says, the baby, the sweetheart, the charmer, the Page of Shells will fill your days and bed with laughter. She is pure of heart and easily finds joy, which is infectious. Messy, creative, and imaginative, she is the perfect partner for a lazy afternoon of dressing up and role play. Sometimes she may enjoy playing the brat. So that's interesting. We got the word laziness twice. And so instead of laziness where it's sloppy and non-productive, there's an energy of spaciousness and easygoing energy where it can be based in intimacy. It's like it's becoming time to share in that downtime rather than try to maintain unnatural levels of sovereign downtime. There's an energy of going from withholding to more ease within the container of the connections. Interesting. How are the feminines experiencing this? Being curious about what could be done differently, being curious about what they're picking up on, using their intuition to stay with triggers, thoughts beyond just the surface and drop into the solutions. Truth transcends illusion. Exactly. So staying with the illusions long enough to find meaning, to find progress. So with this timed release, storage, focused force, it feels like there's been I'm hearing trust building and unification that's lending itself to actually appreciate time together. I'm hearing hard won. So, you know, a lot of times when we're in relationships and we don't fully know ourselves, we don't fully know the other person, we might think that we're having fun, but maybe it's just escapism. When we actually find our personal truth and know the truth of the character of someone else because we've taken time to really get to know who they are and see clearly, we can actually languish, lavish in the energy when we have those kinds of lazy afternoons. It becomes something more restorative, healing, balanced than escapism and adrenaline and lust. So there is a switch over here regarding intimacy in the connections based on truth and a shift of focus from individual to together. What can we see for the masculines? Oh, Mother of Pentacles, the nurture. So this is the wifey card. Like, this is really wanting to have some downtime, really wanting to be in creature comforts with the feminine, cuddling, touching skin, spending time actually being in the presence of each other with real nurture, care. There's a slowness, a spaciousness here. There's been a buildup, I'm hearing, and it's kind of just wanting to be honored. The masculines want to honor the feminines. What is the advice? Oh, wow, the world. They want to take care of everything. The world in the upright here, they want to show you that you are their world, feminines. So the truth will transcend any illusion. The wait will be worth it here. Masculines have been building up a plan, fantasizing about what they would do if they had a whole day, a lazy afternoon to just pamper you, feminines. So they haven't been withholding. They've been opening their hearts and preparing. So there is some anticipation, and I'm just thinking of deer, how they're very alert in the forest and kind of aware of things going on. It's kind of in the air, and with the weather today, it feels like an excited anticipation, but there's an uneasiness because it doesn't feel like the energy typically feels. There's something brewing. There's something going on here. The feminines are curious. Their curiosity is being piqued. There's something building. What can we see on the throat chakra? Sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. So this is communication. This is sharing. This isn't a mundane or casual level of sharing. Even if it's easygoing, there is a very precise, high-level acknowledgement of each other in this. That's not just your average, mundane interaction. And 3 of Roses. So this is the material realm in the physical, teamwork. Someone's noticed you and what you can do. Feel satisfied with what you've achieved thus far, but hopefully it's only the beginning. So there is a very nuanced, special quality about each counterpart that the other has seen recently that has piqued their curiosity, drawn them in, shown them another facet they didn't know. And because these are infinite connections, because divine counterparts channel and are fully alive and whole and living their potential, their aliveness, it is just the tip of the iceberg. There will be no shortage or boredom in these connections when this alchemy unlocks. And so there's going to be some communication here. Yeah, so there's going to be some acknowledgement where each are going to be feeling seen and acknowledged through communication here in some way. What can we see for the feminines? Yes, energetically, the 8 of Wands. So there's already some telepathic, energetic preempting here. So feminines, if you've been, I'm hearing boiling over with creativity or innovation or ideas or, pardon me, my nose is tickling. Hitting it on the nose. So even if you can't put your finger on it, feminines, there's been something in the energy that's you can feel, that's anticipation. Be loyal to what you love. So here we get this, it's a little bit of a caution. If you're feeling something new, if you're feeling something you haven't yet gotten the proof of in the physical, stay open. Truth transcends illusion, and you will be shown, you will be seeing it, you will be acknowledged. I'm getting for a small number, it won't be by your counterpart. That the stage of union that you're in is going to be for your own personal development and self-worth, and there's going to be more friends, family, public recognition for something, but energetically you're going to feel connected to your counterpart. And for quite a few, there's going to be something either telepathically or in the 3D that very much acknowledges you as talented, gifted, insightful, creative, wise. Interesting. What can we see for the masculines? Wow, I can't believe how tickly my nose is. Masculines, okay, we got the star. So there's something here, masculines, that you don't see how great you are. I'm hearing you've never been good at taking compliments because you haven't believed it, but you are stars as well, masculines. And so there's going to be something that your feminine is going to convey to you. I'm hearing it's not going to be love bombing. It's something you're going to be aware of. Something about you mattering, masculines. It's going to hit in a different way. And then we get 6 of Cups. This is a little kid here feeling kind of alone, the shadow side, like feeling like a misfit, feeling like there isn't someone on your team. You're going to start realizing that you have been reserved, set apart, not quite the same as others, and that's been a blessing, masculines. You're going to start to see that you've been honing your originality, your sophistication, your elegance, your ingenuity, and that it's been a time capsule. Something that you're beginning to understand about how unique your connection with your feminine is beginning to show you that all that time, as an introvert, I'm hearing, alone growing up, that it's not been wasted, that it's been you getting an edge, a leg up on knowing yourself so that you could be in store for a love like this, for a counterpart like this. I'm hearing you're beyond your years. You're an old soul. You are wiser than others around you. You're a leader. And it's because of this time that you've spent. For some, you didn't have a father growing up that was present. For some, you were left alone a lot as a child. Neglect. I don't want to get into those things, but there's kind of turning this stuff into gold and seeing how it's created the kind of person that you are, masculines. So feminines, it's time to stay the course and stay loyal to what you love. Truth transcends illusion. I'm hearing that the masculines are almost coming out of their shell, ready to come out of their shell. With the Hermit card, they are preparing to open, to let you in, feminines. And that's not something that the masculines take lightly. That is a generosity that they reserve for only the chosen few, I just heard. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this welling up of the collective emotion for the masculines, getting ready to welcome the feminines into their warmth on a deeper level, into their energetic arms, container, safe space. Wow. I'm hearing there have been preparations. Masculines, there's something the masculines have had brewing here. What can we see on the heart space? We are getting Sirian Stargate, transcendence, prayerfulness, and serenity. So this is staying centered, knowing what your accountability is. What is the accountability of your counterpart? Regarding what? 9 of Shells. So that is your own wishes, hopes, and dreams. You are getting, are you too easily satisfied? Okay. So yeah, there's a message in this of perseverance, of going beyond, of leveling up, of stepping beyond the illusion into truth. So this is kind of like saying on the heart space, have you been settling? Is there something in this connection that can transcend what you have been putting up with or developing so far? There's a readiness in the energy for things to go deeper, and an invitation to acknowledge where things have been good enough leading up to this, but now there is an invitation to consider the ways in which you're ready genuinely for more here. That is when things unfold naturally, when it's actually warranted, and when there is a genuine readiness in the energy. What is that for the feminines? Overcoming devil. So overcoming the illusion and knowing your worth. Okay, so I just heard for the feminines, it will be hidden in plain sight that your masculine has never been unduly withholding from you. There has always been a spaciousness as you ready yourself to appreciate what you are worth coming to you. So your counterpart, if this is truly a spiritual connection, a divine connection, your counterpart has always followed their intuition, and that has allowed for spaciousness when needed, for you to be up close and personal with the things that you've had to balance out in yourself time after time, feminines. And whenever we go into blame, victim, storylines, that's never the truth that sets you free. So here on the heart space, it's really knowing your worth and knowing that every time you take a step up in self-worth, that you outgrow something that was once what you needed exactly. But we are about to take a step higher here in these connections. Wherever you're at on the journey, that next step will be your next progressive step regarding your worthiness. And so it's going to be different for everybody. We've got many different stages of union watching this. What can we see for the masculines? Oh, the Lovers. So this is like downloading, getting that heart instruction, the whispers on the heart for what would love do? Confirmations of the love. I'm hearing this is the inner confirmation that is allowing the masculines to receive the compliments and to see that as they become more receptive to the vision that their feminine has of them, it's being confirmed internally as it's being drawn from the feminine with accolades and support and encouragement and patience and kindness. And so, yeah, it's one thing to love bomb, but another thing entirely to know that you are worthy of and resonate with what you are being told. Then it lands, then it hits. What is the advice for masculines? Ace of Cups. It's in the inverse though. So this is a need for more self-love. So this is deeply healing for the masculines right now. There's a serenity coming in, a transcendence that's happening where the feminines know their worth. And so they're not pinning, karmic disses or karmic criticism. They're not going to hold you in low esteem, masculines. They empathize. They have compassion for you. They relate to the struggles. They're not going to kick you while you're down. They don't want to poke at your wounds. They literally want to encourage you. And masculines, as you're finding the self-worthiness, the love, that is being mirrored. It is a stabilizing motion between the two. That's beautiful. What can we see? Oh, did we get that? Oh, I don't think we got... Oh, no, we did. We did. Okay, what can we see for the solar plexus chakra? Gate of returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. So this is the chakra of empowerment. So there is a return right now because there has been legitimate empowerment rooting. How can we see this on the intimate level? Ooh, Queen of Candles. So this is a sexual rekindling and a physical reunion. The feminine sensuality, taking their sensuality in their own hands, not taming themselves through pretense regarding the opinion of the masculine. What can we see for the Queen of Candles? The fiery Queen of Candles commands attention and makes her mark wherever she goes. Whatever she does with purpose. Her powerful style lends itself to business success and prowess in all public and personal relations. Her strong and confident personality can empower others to express themselves, but it can also be overpowering. At times, she's going to want to bend you to her will. Her sexual style is direct and straightforward, fun, warm, with a filthy sense of humor. She appreciates honesty in others. So there is a very direct approach. It feels like it's not going to be sugar-coated, but it's going to be very, very sweet. So there's a reality, a practicality, an empowered rawness coming in. What can we see for the feminines? It's like not beating around the bush anymore. This is like, I like you, you like me, we like each other kind of energy. There's no more like, there's nothing coy about this particular acknowledgement here. Feminines, the star. So there's some kind of acceptance of self, feminines, that you really are incredibly beautiful, wise, energetically balanced, healthy, whole, vibrant, alive. And you're wanting to experience yourself that way. Not so much wonder if your masculine sees you that way. It's that you feel it. And you're wanting to experience togetherness with your counterpart because you want to interact with someone while feeling this alignment. So no longer feeling this alignment if somebody approves of you or not, but wanting to engage with a conscious lover, because why not? To experience this aspect of self in your empowerment. What is the advice? Reclaim your power. So there is this double confirmation, triple confirmation that you will be experiencing reconnection with your counterpart here on some level, likely sexually, because it's time in the energy for you to experience yourself through this conscious growth that you have attained and are integrating. It doesn't make sense that it would be for nothing, that you would get to this place and then be left hanging. It is for a reason. And the reason seems fun. What can we see for the masculines? Communication towards the feminine. So that does back up this return. There seems to be something coming in from the masculines. What is the advice for the masculines? Ooh, Two of Swords. So Interesting. In the shadow side, there's a feminine blindfolded with the sword of truth stuck in the ground and this mysterious moon. And then we have this dawn and the masculine with a backpack ready to travel towards the feminine that is blindfolded, doesn't see it coming. So I feel like there's going to be communication out of nowhere, feminines, and it's going to be an opportunity to experience yourself in all your sensual glory. You haven't seen anything yet, I just heard. Whoa. What can we see on the sacral chakra? Universal understanding, objective observation. So we're no longer disintegrated in the sacral. We're no longer thrown this way and that by lust or desire. There's a real objectivity here, but not objectification. This is being in non-attachment and being able to master the flesh, I just heard. What can we get for the card? Knight of Shells. So that's the Knight of Cups. So that can be romance, that can be love messages. Knight of Shells, romance is coming. So on the sacral chakra, we have this empowered, romantic motion here. A knight is in shining armor, is riding into your life on a white horse. Wow, usually that knight of communication is on a horse charging in as well. The dashing Knight of Shells is likely to be talented, perhaps penniless, artist or musician who will serenade you, declaring you their muse. The knight may appear a romantic wandering fool, but they have some effective techniques up their sleeve. In private, they will be so smooth and sweet as to render them irresistible. So masculines have upped their game and they're coming in to show you something here, feminines. Wow. What can we see for the feminines? Judgment, awakening. It's like hearing the call, the revelation. Things are about to be revealed. Watch your words, feminine. So parrots, parroting. Be careful what you're saying. You're going to eat crow, I just heard. If you're being critical or tempted to quit before things get started here, hang in there a little bit longer. Watch your words, though. For no other reason other than take heart, take comfort right now, feminines. Don't be tempted to speak out lower vibrational, fear-based things that you don't mean. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. What it feels like to actually be approached by a masculine that's all in, I just heard. That really feels like this emotionality that I'm feeling today. What can we see for the masculines? The Hierophant, the key, hearing the call. So we've got these otherworldly, energetic kind of messenger energies here. We've got the trumpet. We've got this raven. It's like the keys. I just heard the masculine saying, I've been entrusted with the keys to my feminine's heart. What is the advice for the masculines? Six of Swords. Wow, this is really interesting. Six of Swords is progress, but we get it in the inverse where there's a deserted boat and a low flood plain. I took a video today and it was like this. It was a very, very low tide where I was walking and it was just like that. There's something going on. There's some sign synchronicity. There's some low tide. You know, the moon is responsible for the tide that ebb and flow, when the waters, when the moon, when the secrets, those secrets, the secret here, the laziness ending. There's a real desolation, rock bottom, and a return from the brink. I just heard a return from the brink. So it's like the masculines have seen the brink and been given the go-ahead here for this return. Enough is enough, I just heard. What can we see for the root chakra? Harmonic oscillator, timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. So this is grounding in the physical and syncing up. What is the intimacy card? Temperance, this healing. I just heard the things that we can heal now are best healed together. We've healed the things that we needed to heal independently. So whatever level, again, that you're on, this comes in cycles and themes. We can have lots of layers of healing. So whatever the theme was that each were just healing, it's now relevant and applicable to each other to heal the we things rather than just the me and me things. Temperance. In the inverse, moderation, not avoidance. Pleasure should be selfless for its own sake and not a show of tricks. Yeah, so there is pleasure on the root chakra here too, grounding it in. This is, because we want to, because we enjoy each other, not for boasting, but moderation, not avoidance. So there's a coming in from out of the cold. There's a return. There is a starting small and finding a common ground. There's a new energy coming in that's safe. What is the feminine experiencing? Yeah, the end of burden, where it's avoidance, where it's ghosting, where it's nothing, where it's left hanging, that questionable energy that is the masculine withholding, or, we saw the preparation energy with the hermit. Stay with it just a little bit longer, feminines. What is the support card here? Let it shine. It's interesting because the burden looks a bit like a peacock tail fan with these karmic wands, the heavy burden. So turning burdens into gold, it's going to be worth it. It's worth the wait, feminines, because this is the real deal. It's not for show. What can we see for the masculines? And that was the message in this card too, for its own sake, not as a show of tricks. So this is literally for connecting's sake, just because it's warranted, because it's generosity. It's not for an agenda. Oh, masculines, it's not just to show how virile or sexy you are. What can we see for the masculines? The eclipse. So this eclipse energy is bringing in these consummation energies. So for some, it may not be until after the eclipse on the 28th. There may be major aha moments related to the eclipse. High Priestess. So masculines are still being told to follow their internal guidance in how and when to take action here, because the High Priestess is a sensitive queen of all queens energetically. How do you sneak up on a High Priestess? You do it by going to higher guidance. Ooh. So feminines, there is something that you don't fully see coming. Don't jump to conclusions right now. Your masculine has a walkie-talkie to the divine in their back pocket. You think you know. I'm being drawn to the scroll here. There's the letter J and B on these pillars, but it looks like R and R. It could be an A, but with that R and R, the afternoon, to be lazy together, to explore, to be sensual, to feel connected, there's something highly romantic coming in. Beautiful. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.